It is Thursday, April 30th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Oh, I like our color scheme today. We're looking spiffy.
It's like a spring combination with a dash of that Atlanta red. Okay, I'm into it. Your voice, Chris. Let's just, you talked about it in the last couple episodes.
Fighting it.
You're fighting it, but you also got to save it for this weekend.
Yeah, that's true. I've got the finals of BattleBots coming up this weekend. So, yeah, if you follow BattleBots, you know how Gus Johnson-ish I get. So
we get you out of that chair, you start to go wild, man. You got to keep the inflection down today. Let's just keep it to a minimal, okay?
That's what we'll do.
I'll bring it up a notch.
Except for one topic. You know, it was funny. I did a Cleveland radio station yesterday, and some guy tweeted at me how boring I am on that show. I was like, great. You don't have to listen. It's not my show. I don't really care. But the one thing I haven't been accused of being over the years is boring. Maybe wrong. And stuff like that, but not boring. I'm not going to take that sitting down, you loser. All right, let's go to it. Tip of the cap. This was fun. This brought energy. Laz Diaz against Pirate skipper Don Kelly in the point-off 2026. Big moment last night in the game. Cardinals nursing a 5-3 lead. Bases loaded. Ryan Ahern check swing. They didn't like it. Here comes Laz. Here comes. All right, they start. All right, no. Well, Dan, you'll go back and fix this. They were pointing at each other from back and forth. It was Dan. You didn't see that? We got to fix that. Sorry, dude.
Let's do it again. Do it again.
No, the whole thing I sent you. Go back and look at it. From the original. They're pointing at each other from 30 feet away. Yeah, kind of a big moment. Cardinals nursing a 2-run lead. Bases loaded. Ryan Ahern called out on a check swing. Okay, questionable call. We get it. Here comes Don Kelly, and Laz Diaz is trying to protect his fellow umpire there at third base. And Kelly and Diaz just start pointing at each other from like 60 feet away. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I mean, I've like really come to enjoy watching Don Kelly manage, especially when he gets into altercations like this. He's so tall, so he's like kind of like imposing. And this is what I think kept him in the game. I'm not a lip reader.
Nope.
But what I saw was him be like, Laz, you did your job. You did your job. And then Laz was like, oh, someone complimented me? This is amazing. And I think that's why he stayed in.
That is awesome. That is some funny stuff. Yeah, I'm shocked that he was able to stay in the game. In fact, let's get to exactly how that game finished, because it is time right now for Game Savers. It's powered by Amazon. Just like Amazon is ready to save the day when life throws you a curveball, let's discuss how a couple of guys in Atlanta and in Pittsburgh saved the game for their respective squads this week.
Ozzie takes off. Olsen drills it towards the gap. It is gone! Truest magic tonight. A walk-off winner for Olsen. High fly ball, first pitch, deep left. Church at the wall. He's got it again. Up against the wall. Church and the Cardinals hang on and beat the Pirates. Unbelievable grab. The Redbirds don't walk the plank tonight in Pittsburgh.
I get it. They don't walk the plank in Pittsburgh tonight. Which moment was better for you? The Olsen walk-off homer or the Church game-saving catch?
Wouldn't a Redbird be able to just fly off the plank?
Good point.
Being honest about it, you know. I love one's a walk-off that wins the game. The other one kind of just, I guess, it saved the game. So I like Nathan Church a ton. So I'm going to go Nathan Church here because that's like one of several catches that he's made in the outfield this year that have kind of been jaw-dropping. Plus, he's been swinging the stick well this year too. So a little, I guess, tip of the cap to my guy Nathan Church out there. Still love you, Olsen.
Okay. Here's one from last week against Seattle. The two he's had in St. Louis. He had one opening day as well against Tampa, which were better. I don't want to like diminish what he did last night because it did save the game. You've played in Pittsburgh. That's a short wall out there, and it looked like he was just up against it. So if we were to rank his 3 catches, even the most ardent Cardinal fan would probably say, yeah, that was a good catch. He was just up against the wall, so he didn't, like, jump over it, bring it back. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm gonna be the guy for a second.
You're being the guy. Look, I agree with you. The wall's probably 4.5 feet out there, so you don't have to do a ton to get over it. And then I guess Matt Olson's was against Kenley Jansen. All right.
And they were gonna lose against Scooble. They end up coming back.
Yeah, take a
And
Scooble day. And it wasn't just like a tie game either, so there was pressure. 2-run homer to walk it off. All right, fine.
I will say this about Nathan Church. He is doing his damnedest to become the first ever person to solidify a Gold Glove before we get to May.
Oh, wow.
I think he's locked it up.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been great.
Yeah. Let me get back to Atlanta real quick. Is it crazy for me to say that their season changed the day that 62-year-old Walt Weiss tackled Jorge Soler? Are we going to look back at that moment and say that flipped it? Not that they were playing well before that, but they have been in a different stratosphere. I think they've won 16 of 20 since then.
Possibly. Like, this is what I tell you about managers all the time. It's about vibes. It's like, that's what you do. And Walt clearly has a different type of vibe to him. A guy that's going to go tackle former, pupil of his, a rival now, I think sets a certain tone about expectations. I don't know. He obviously is managing a really good baseball team who's shown up in every single facet that you can show up. So there is that too. But I think that I don't give a lot of credit to managers. But when they set tones, I do. And I think Walt Weiss has set a tone there in Atlanta.
Yeah, and look at all the shit he had to deal with before we even got to the season, right? The Profar season-long suspension, the injuries to Schwellenbach and to Walter, and they're out for half of the season. They've had to deal with a few more things. His closer, Iglesias, ended up going on the injured list. He's got Bobby Suarez there. So, he's had to deal with a lot of stuff. He hasn't had Strider yet. I think he's coming back this weekend finally. So we've seen other teams struggle out of the gate when they haven't had some of their best players. The Atlanta Braves chalk it up, and they've sprinted to the best record through the first month plus of the year.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I will say that their depth has really shown up, and maybe they have more depth than other teams to withstand what's going on with them. I mean, to be able to bring up a guy like Ian Ritchie, who's had a couple good starts in a row now, like you mentioned, Bobby Suarez, that you just like one closer out, another one comes in, or a guy at least can handle the duties. So they're playing great right now, Chris.
Yeah, they are playing great. I wonder, do you put them on par with the Dodgers?
Gosh, the talent on the roster is it's a tier below maybe, but it's close to comparable, I would say. I mean, yeah, and again, like, they have the depth right now. When those guys get healthy, and it's just they have what it takes to go through a 162 and kind of run away with it. And then obviously you pair it down in the playoffs, and can they compete and beat the Dodgers? Absolutely.
God, it's amazing. They're not, unless something totally goes wrong with them and totally flips for either the Mets or the Phillies, they're not going to get pushed in that division at all, which is probably the most shocking part of the equation.
I guess I want to see who they would pair. Like, I'm thinking already October, Chris. It's just barely the end of April. I'm like, who are they going to pair the 3 starters down to in October? I don't know.
That's adorable. That's so cute on your part. All right. Thanks to our partners at Amazon. Shop Amazon, save on essentials, and save the every day. All right. The little mighty Miami Marlins, they're plucky at this point. I think we can officially call them that. They've got some talent. They actually went out to the home of the 2-time defending champions and ended up taking 2 of 3, including the finale, in the wildest way possible.
Bouncer to second. Edwards is going to tag the runner, and the ball game is going to be over. The Marlins win it. He tagged the runner and stepped on first.
Xavier Edwards, probably one of the best players we do not talk about at all. Heady play. There's some people that are saying, "Oh, Shohei screwed that." What was Shohei going to do?
Well, yeah, you can't run into an out there because, I mean, then the ball game's surely over. You tag him, just toss it to first. I mean, he did everything that he could do. Edwards just made a fantastic play. And when you're an infielder there, when you're kind of playing that like, well, I got to be double play depth, but if it's a slow roller, I still got to go home. There's just so many options with the ball that you have to like take into consideration so many different plays depending on where it's hit. So your mind is spinning. It's already a pressure packed situation. Bases loaded, one out, up by one. And again, you just have to chopper to my glove side, I got to do this. Chopper to my backhand side, I got to go to the base. Like there's just so many things you have to think about. Oh, the ball's hit hard enough, I can turn two. It's definitely a situation where you got to stay kind of like cool, calm, and collected. And Xavier did exactly that. I mean, that was textbook execution right there. And to be able to like apply the tag while looking for the base down there, that's another skill that he showed off. That was nice.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player, both sides of the ball. We know Kyle Stowers last year made the All-Star team. He's actually going to be the guest next week on Dugout Discussions. Really sharp kid. Had a good time chopping up with him. Liam Hicks has been utterly fantastic behind the plate. Like really, really dominant. I'm a Jacob Marcy fan. I like him. So they've got, they're starting to build it. We were all laughing at Peter Bendix a couple of years ago. We were laughing at him.
Well,
And
I think at the time, we understood
might have
it was
deserved
going to
it.
take a little bit of time to get these guys up there. All the guys, he was just like hoarding young position players, and now we're starting to see some of that. I would say this: Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards,
Oh, he's
right
great.
now, up the middle,
Forgot about
one of the
Otto
better
Lopez.
duos in
Yep.
baseball.
Otto Lopez, good player. Really good. I want to get to the other side of this. Was it Dalton Rushing was involved in a couple of other things over the last few days. On Tuesday night, he was called out on a third strike because of a time violation. It looked like he had called time, looked like the umpire had granted time and then said he didn't. And so he was pissed off, which we get. That's Clint Vondrak, who was behind home plate. Fast forward then to Wednesday's day game, and Rushing calls time. And look at this, puts his hand up in the face of the new home plate umpire. That's Austin Jones. Was that kind of a dickish move by him?
Of all the things that Dalton Rushing has been doing on the field, that's like the least dickish thing. I mean, if you do call timeout, you don't get it, and then get rung up on a pitch clock violation. Surely the next day, I understand why he did that right there. I think it's the culmination of things we've seen from him that made that worse than it probably is, in my
But that
opinion.
wasn't Austin Jones's fault. The umpire, that wasn't he wasn't the umpire that did it to him.
You kind of lump them all together at some
Oh
point.
God. Now you're getting into dangerous territory.
No, I mean, look, again, if this was an isolated situation where it was just he got rung up on a violation and the next day did that, we'd be like, all right, like, I get it. But it's been, like I said, like a culmination of things for this guy.
It is. And it continued on because Nico Horner, the outstanding Cubs second baseman, came out yesterday and he admitted that social media clip where Rushing threw out Miguel Amaya and then it looked like, if you read lips, called him a fat F, that Horner said, yeah, that's exactly what he said. And he said, shame on me for not saying something to Rushing and protecting my teammate. You can look at Horner's look back at the catcher. And so everybody's trying to play John Boy and figure out exactly what Rushing was saying for like the 15th time this year. I actually sent it to Jimmy, and he didn't think originally he said that, but Jimmy hadn't broken it down. He was just looking at it on his phone. So has Dalton Rushing become public enemy number one in baseball?
We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday with Ryan Cohen. They got him in a lot of trouble on social media, which is great. Here's the thing, though. I mean, I'm no body shaming here, Chris. We don't do that. Okay, we encourage working out and we encourage getting fit for health and longevity. Dalton Rushing is listed at 6'2", 220. Miguel Amaya is 6'1", 230. That's not a big difference. So, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, you're going to call somebody a name, like the body types aren't too dissimilar, for being honest. And I don't know. That's just something you shouldn't say no matter what. I
Y-
don't, that's just, who says stuff like that?
Kids on the playground.
Yeah,
It
I
seems
guess you're right.
very
Yeah, I mean, not, I mean,
immature.
and only like the kids who, I always tell my son this, like anybody that's talking crap to you is just jealous of you. Like,
So what do we take away from Dalton Rushing's first month? He has been as productive a hitter with the least number of plate appearances of anybody in the sport. He has been awesome as a baseball player when he's gotten his opportunity. He also has had basically 4 or 5 incidents where the social media world, and I know that that is a dangerous place to jump into, has gone cuckoo over him. Is it fair or not fair to say that he's like the most hated player in the sport?
I, that's a heavy
Heavy crown to wear?
heavy statement right there. Most hated guy in the sport. He's had some bad moments. I'm not ready to like write him off because of these things. Although like I don't like what he's done. I don't like what he's done. He's actually, I mean, the Giants made him wear it. I mean, he looked back and said "F him" to Jung Hoo Lee, and Logan Webb stuck one in his ribs 2 days later. So like people have taken notice. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to say he's the most hated guy in baseball. He does need to chill out a little bit. There's a saying in baseball: you're either humble or you're about to be humbled. Like this game is very tough. You're not going to be a one dotter your entire career. So like I will say this: if that's who you are, you got to keep the energy up when you're struggling, because that's coming. Like that's just the game of baseball. And if you're going to continue to do that when you're struggling, then I'll just, I said this yesterday on Talking Baseball, just be the heel. If that's who you are, just continue to do it. But you got to keep doing it when you're struggling too.
So I guess, on a team full of veterans, do you think anybody should pull him aside?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even though you just said if you're the heel, be the heel.
Yes. I guess I am contradicting myself a little bit right there. That's me as like a guy who talks about baseball a lot, that enjoys the fodder of it. That's completely different from me, the teammate of his.
I
If
don't think
I'm
it's
his teammate, I'm calling him aside saying, this game is hard enough. Stop putting a target on your back. The same thing I said for PCA talking about fans. Like, just avoid that. That's the teammate side of me. The guy who talks about the game for a living is like, this is all fun. So be the heel if you want to be the heel.
Yeah, hey, sports are great when there's a foil, when there's an other side to things that people want to be able to root for and root against, and that's what makes the world interesting. So the only thing I have is that it's one thing if fans hate you. That's part of the deal. Fans are going to boo you. It's another thing if the fraternity really does not like you. That that spreads around pretty quickly. And it's okay to I've talked to plenty of guys over the years. I think I've told you this story before where Mike Napoli and Ian Kinsler for years battled on opposite sides. Napoli was the catcher out in Anaheim, and Kinsler was a great second baseman for the Rangers. They hated when I tell you they hated each other, they could not stand each other. Napoli used to unbutton his jersey all the way down to his navel, and Kinsler was like, what a douchebag. And then Kinsler, every time he wouldn't hit a home run, which is most of the time, would put his head down like, oh my God, I should have hit my 700th home run of the season. And Napoli was like, what a dickbag. They became teammates in 2011 with the Rangers, and they were inseparable, basically. And they told me, they're like, I hated that guy over there. That sort of stuff is fine. I think if you put Dalton Rushing on one of the 29 other teams, he'd probably have some explaining to do out of the gate right now.
I could see that. It is a fraternity. People don't like to hear that because they like guys clashing and teams to be, rivals. I understand that, but it's a shared experience, especially like going through the minor leagues. And a lot of these guys have played together in college or showcases or whatever. And you do feel, I mean, obviously you're part of the union as well. So you get together during spring training. You do feel a sort of brotherhood and bond with other major league players. I mean, you are in it together, especially this season too. After this one, we got some labor going on, but Dalton, I guess if I had to pick a side, which is right for me and what I really believe in, I mean, he needs to chill out a little bit.
There are Dodger fans who are going to say that people are just jealous of him. Why are they picking on him? They're doing every little thing. I would just say, hey, if you can try and step back from 35,000 feet and give it a look, it's the evidence is there. It is kind of piled up.
If Dalton Rushing was on the Padres doing these things,
yeah, right, exactly. You'd be like, what an asshole.
This is what Dodger fans always say to me or I just see it in the comments. Why are you concerned about our backup catcher? We live rent free in your heads. Like, no, we just have eyeballs, dude. We just have eyeballs. That's it.
I would say the Nico Horner comments yesterday solidified it. I wouldn't have even brought up the topic had Horner not said it, but he did.
Yeah.
And now we'll see. I don't know. Let us know. Are people overreacting to every move that he's making? Or is it justified hate that's going on? Or dislike? God, I hate the word hate. That's shame on me. Dislike, I would say, because I don't know him at all. I don't think I've ever talked to him. Maybe I'll get to know him. Maybe I'll sit down with Dalton Rushing.
Oh, boy.
Huh?
Maybe he's 6'0", 220, just absolutely shredded. I don't know.
Could be. I'll do the interview shirtless. I'm 6'0", 220.
Are you?
No.
I'm 6'1", 202 this morning.
Yeah, but you're in good shape. Today's episode, Baseball Today, sponsored by SoFi. For a lot of people, getting into crypto always felt a little overwhelming, right? Trading platforms, it can seem complicated. There's a lot of hesitation around using unfamiliar apps instead of a trusted financial institution. That's where SoFi comes in handy. SoFi is the first nationally chartered bank where you can buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency all from one simple, easy-to-use app. With access to 25-plus cryptocurrencies on a federally regulated platform, SoFi offers the added confidence and the safeguards you'd expect from a bank. Here's the best part. It's all integrated into the same app you already use for your finances. That means that you can manage your crypto right alongside your checking, savings, and other investments as well. And from now until June 30th, new SoFi crypto members can receive up to $1,000 to help kickstart their crypto journey. Now, I need to let you know, crypto is inherently risky. You need to make sure that it's right for your financial situation. But if you're ready to explore crypto with SoFi, visit SoFi.com/JohnBoy to start your crypto journey today. All right. Boston with a couple of bad news items for their pitching staff. Garrett Crochet, who has been off to a tragic start this season, is now on the injured list. He's got a shoulder impingement. They hope that it's not too long for him, but they're going to keep him on the shelf. In the meantime, Chad Tracy won the first two games as the interim skipper of the Boston Red Sox. Unfortunately, he's now dropped his last two in Toronto. And Wednesday, he had to pull the starter, Brayan Bello. And that's when things got interesting because Tracy has to go out now. It's not even, through four, and Bello is shaking his head the entire time that Tracy is walking toward the mound, taking the ball, and then walking away from him. He had a little spat in the dugout later on as well. Here now the thoughts of Bello through his translator and the interim skipper, Tracy.
Like I say, I haven't been able to pitch 5 innings in a few games, so I was very upset with myself.
Do you think you should have stayed in the game?
¿Pensaste que te podías quedar en el juego?
Claro.
Yeah.
Most pitchers I know don't like to come out in the fourth inning, so that's okay.
Did you address it with them or speak with them about?
Not yet, no. I mean, just with the game moving, we just got in, so we kept the game moving, and I can talk to him.
Did he try to plead his case out of the mound, or he said nothing?
No, Brian knows. Like when the manager comes, like that's it. But again, like he doesn't want to come out of the game, and I expect that with a pitcher.
Do you think that Bello embarrassed his interim skipper?
I don't know about embarrassed, but that wasn't. That was clearly a sign of disrespect right there. I mean, I think it's, I don't know, equal parts, but definitely two parts. One, him being disappointed in himself. He's been a disaster this year on the mound. I mean, he's pitched through 5 one time in 6 starts. It just hasn't gone his way at all. So I think he's a little bit embarrassed and upset with how he's pitching. And then, I think that he's probably still have some Alex Cora feelings and a manager that he's probably never really done anything with. I think there's a little bit of disrespect there as well, saying like, how could you take me out? I mean, so I don't know about embarrassed his manager, but he definitely showed him up, and there's no doubt about that, Chris.
Yeah, once again, this is probably an incident where a veteran player has got to pull Bello aside and say, time and place, dude. This guy is not even a week into the job. We've got all eyes on us right now. You might be pissed. Go be pissed in the tunnel. Don't sit there and shake your head at your guy. To me, that's the part. It's
But
the
also
shaking
pitch better. I mean, you can't
Well-
do that. You can't act like that if you got, what does he have, a 9 right now?
Dude, his ERA looks like the points per game off of a guy from the Celtics bench right now. It's 9.12.
It's yeah. So I mean, again, like there is all, it's just life, man. And it's not just like baseball stuff. Like you can't be acting certain ways if you're performing like that. Like performance trumps all. You aren't performing right now, so you can't be disrespecting people. Like you don't have the equity built up, especially this year, to go and demand, to stay in the game longer right there. Like the Red Sox are trying to get back in this thing, and they're going to have to do some things that are probably unconventional, like pull a starter early. If you, Andrew Bailey came out and was talking about, we had a fresh bullpen. Like they both made this decision together. Like we wanted to go get them to keep ourselves in this game. You can't be shaking your head like that. It's just a bad look.
He's basically got a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio too.
If I'm Tracy, I blow him up. I do. I make an example, and I say this ain't happening. Like you can't just let somebody do that and like act like it's all okay and like, oh, I get it. He's upset because no, hell no, man. You got to go and blow him up, and I'd leave my door open.
Really?
Yep.
So everybody could hear it.
Yep.
Wow.
Sometimes you got to do that, man. Like he's got to go in there, and I know that's not the best way to earn respect, but you need to be respected as the manager as well. And I'd be surprised if somebody if Aroldis Chapman didn't take him aside and say something to him. And if Aroldis Chapman takes you aside, you better listen.
Gulp.
Sheesh.
I like that idea of keeping the door open for everybody to hear.
So you gotta do stuff like that as a manager, man. I Gardenhire one time called me in. He yelled at me for other reasons too. Sometimes I deserved it, sometimes not. But one time he said, "Hey," he told me, "I'm going to blow you up in the clubhouse in front of everybody." He goes, "I know you can handle it. We're good, but I got to do it. I got to set a tone right now." So, all right, Skip, blow me up, dude.
Wait, how young in your career were you?
That was probably like a 2000. I don't even know what year that was. 13 or so. I was pretty.
So you were
young.
Well, no. Didn't you come up in 2010?
Yeah, I mean, still didn't. My first full year was 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I wish they had a camera on you. I want to see your acting skills.
I mean, it's pretty tough to sit there and take it still, even though you knew it was coming.
I'm sure. Could you imagine if bosses yelled at us the way that coaches and managers are allowed to in sports?
We'd be better.
You're probably right.
Would be better.
You're probably right.
There's
I've been
nothing
yelled
wrong
at,
with a
not
little
yelled at.
discipline in this freaking country, Chris. Like, I think more people need to hear it.
I had that one time at CNNSI. I was a very young anchor, and I worked next to somebody who always complained about everything. And I was back in the edit bays one time, and I was like, God dang it, why the hell do I always F stuff up? Just then, my boss, Jim Walton, was walking by. He goes, "Hey, Chris, you mind setting foot in the office real quick?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem, Jim." Keep in mind, I was 26, very young. I sit down, he goes, "Chris, you're a nice kid. I know what's happening. You're sitting next to somebody who always complains. Don't be that. The next time you fucking do that, we're going to have a problem." I was like, I never did that again at CNN. Now I yell at Dan Rourke all the time.
Yeah, we yell at Dan all the time. You know what? He's like, "Hell yeah, man." Like,
I don't yell at Dan.
Oh, we don't?
No, I never.
No, we do it in a loving way.
I've never yelled at Dan Rourke. I've never yelled at anybody from John Boy Media. Yelled? No. Stern? Yes.
There's a way to go about it. Sometimes
Totally.
you need it. Dan's a little bit of, so if I'm managing Dan, he's not a one-way guy. He doesn't need hugs.
No.
He doesn't need to be yelled at. He needs a little bit of both. Like sometimes we got a little, and then sometimes we give him the hug.
Okay. Well done.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time this week talking about leadership.
We need more of it.
Yep. I dig it.
Step up if you're someone that can be a leader. Step up.
Well, I got to step up and tell you that baseball is a story told across generations through the players, the moments, and yes, even the gloves that shaped the game. And now the story comes to life in Rawlings' book, The Finest in the Field. It's available now for sale on rawlings.com. It is beautiful. It looks like this. It is an oversized hardbook cover. It showcases 50 gloves drawn from Rawlings' unmatched product portfolio and worn by some of the most influential players to ever suit up in the show. Now, each of the featured gloves, it is presented through detailed photography. It's paired with immersive essays that place the artifact within its historical context. We're talking about captivating imagery, period advertisements, additional memorabilia. They further illuminate the era each glove represents. So get your copy of The Finest in the Field today, rawlings.com, and experience baseball's evolution as told through the story of these iconic gloves. I love baseball books. I love it when they cover all of the good stuff. Look at this. I open it up. There's Steve Garvey, a former league MVP and a damn good first baseman defensively from over the years. So we got, I love it. It's good stuff. And it's got that new car smell to it, even though I've got a cold right now and can't smell,
Did yours come signed, the front cover of it?
No.
I think I got somebody else. They sent me one. I think I got somebody else's book. It's like mine got like signed to somebody, and it's not me.
It's got some great names in here.
That's a cool book, though.
Yeah.
And I love Rawlings. I was a Rawlings guy.
It even has one on page 80, George Herbert Walker Bush, a presidential keeper. That's good.
Here's the thing about
match.
Baseball gloves, especially a Rawlings, the quality they're built with, they last a lifetime.
Built with love. Mariners fans love what they're seeing out of their squad. Another come-from-behind win. Sorry about that. Up in the Twin Cities, and they wrap up a 5-1 roadie.
2-2. Broken back grounder off the mound into center field. A Rosarena in. Rivas scores. Stay hot, Cole Young.
He's been scorching, that kid. And so, too, have the Mariners, who even their record at 16-16, they're right on the heels of the Athletics out there in the American League West. Do you think anybody in this division can actually compete with Seattle?
Over 162, I think we end up seeing them on top. I think Rangers can compete with them. I would love to say that the A's can, but I think their bullpen just isn't
right.
Can't. And that could change. I don't know. Bullpens just on a whim just change. All of a sudden they can become good. But I'll say right now, Texas is like the only one I think can give them a run for their money. But if they played like they did in Minnesota, and they get big hits from Naylor, and which they will. I know like Cal, Naylor, and Julio, slow starts. They started to pick it up as of recently, and even Julio, his numbers aren't as bad as they usually are through this time. I think when they get rolling and things are going well, there's not really a weakness on this team, and so no, I don't think anyone can compete with them.
They'll win the division by at least 6 games minimum. Could be more than that. You and I think, both have them winning the World Series. Is that accurate?
I do. I have them beating the Phillies.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I had them winning the World Series too. And yeah, you mentioned those 3 great players in Cal and Julio and Naylor. They're all sub 700 OPS. You really think that's going to, I mean, they got off to an atrocious start.
They've been trending the other way.
Yes, they have been. I mean, Cal's up to 7 homers. He's not going to hit 60 again, but he'll hit you 35, I think, and be fine. Their bullpen has been fantastic, really, outside of Munoz, and he'll turn it around. I'm fully confident in that. They've got a dominant pitching staff. I am a little worried about Luis Castillo. He's just been okay. So, like, by the time we get to the playoffs, you mentioned the playoff rotation for the Braves. It's not going to shock me if he's the one out. But we'll see.
I can see that.
He's got another 5 months. And I just don't see any other team pushing them. I would love to say the A's. I love watching them hit. I love watching them play offense. That bullpen, Mark Leiter should not be closing games for a team that wants to contend. And then they've got this guy, like he pitched last night again, Joel Kuhnel, who's been a great story for them so far. I think he's got 4 saves. He did give up a run last night, but he's been really good. But he's a 31-year-old journeyman who he's pitched more than 15 innings in a major league season one time in his career. It's just not good enough. So,
yeah, it's tough. I mean, we're seeing that with the Twins right now. They're trying to figure out who's in the back end of their bullpen,
that is tough.
what lanes to go. It just makes it tough showing up every single day, knowing that leads aren't safe.
Yep. We got one more thing coming your way, but first, this word from my buddy, Trevor Plouffe.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer. The sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. So from opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. Before we get out of here, Phillies and Giants, they're going to play 2 today because they were rained out last night. That allowed several Phillies, instead of playing baseball, to be hockey fans. They went to the Flyers' home playoff game. They got shown on the Jumbotron, and it sounded like this. Yes. A fair smattering of boos. On target or kind of foul?
On target, man. On target. If you're gonna go and get on the Jumbotron and do all those things, you have to understand that especially in Philadelphia, that's a possibility. And I think these guys understand, like, hey, like, yeah, we're not playing well right now. So what are we supposed to do? Be a different story if they were playing 500 ball and they were getting booed. I'd be like, hey guys, like, it's early in the season, but I mean, the way they've been playing as of late, it's fair to me.
And their manager just got fired.
Yeah.
It's a bad combination. But you know what? It's probably good for them to get a little bit of that outside.
What happened to the whole let's give a standing ovation to Trey Turner, Philadelphia? That was short-lived.
Well, that's when the rest of the team was going okay, and Trey just needed to pick me up. When it's all 26, plus...
Golly. That would be so funny if before the game, like the entire stands just like stood up and just gave the whole team a standing ovation.
When they walked in, maybe that would change the season. But that ain't how it is in Philly.
That ain't how it is in Philly. Yeah, I think that was just a one-off Trey Turner thing.
That's it. That's it. All right, pretty light schedule. We do get that doubleheader, a few other games, but we are going to be here to preview the entire weekend, which has some pretty interesting things. We got some players returning from injury, all sorts of stuff. We will be there for you. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Friday on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.